so excited and delighted that you are here with me today because today we are going to unlock the secrets of the universe. Find out what are those secret words that will allow you to attract what you do want and almost repel what you don't. And it's more important than ever that at this moment that you who are committed to your spiritual journey feel that you can be bold in moving forward because the world needs you more than ever. Back when I started, which gosh, now is almost 40 years ago, I had time. I had the time to bumble around in the dark looking for a light switch. And so I made all of the mistakes and learned so slowly. But right now, the world is erupting in violence, and all of you who are filled with love in your hearts and want to make a difference are needed. We are in the midst of an ascension journey that will deliver us to the place of love, joy, and peace. But we will not make it without you holding us in that place of love. And in order to do that, you need to understand how the universe operates and how you can be a part of this successful operation instead of, like me, bumbling around in the dark for years and years and years. Now, when I began my journey, I was pretty darn desperate. The income was pretty small, and the bills had piled up, and I began looking at everything that I couldn't do. Everything seemed to be out of reach. Everything seemed to be too difficult. And everything seemed as though somebody else could do it better than I could. They knew something that I didn't. They had a special formula, or they had special words that were going to make a difference. So, from this position of short on cash and long on bills, I began looking for shortcuts. I didn't have time in my mind to go on this big journey of exploration. I had bills that needed to be paid yesterday. So I needed to find these formulas or these rituals or these prayers that would do the work for me. And I have to say that I tried many, many, many programs, and all of them offered some benefit. But none of them were the magic pill that I was looking for. None of them were able to get me from start to finish instantly. All of them got me part of the way, but none of them got me all the way there. And because this was for me such an intense topic, I just felt like, gosh, if I knew the magic words, then everything would be better. I got stuck in this mindset that it was the words that made the difference. So, what are words? Well, they're a way for us to communicate, both written and spoken. Words can help us convey emotion. They interact with all of our senses, and they help us state our intention. But words are not the be all and end all that we're making them out to be. So if you are strictly relying on words to do your spiritual work for you, you're going to find that your journey, just like my journey, seems endless without really getting you very far. Because language and meaning are not confined to the words alone. Words can help provide the context, an outline, and give us some meaning, but words are just words. So when you run into somebody who tells you it's the words that you are saying that is getting you in trouble, or the words that you're choosing are stopping you from receiving your abundance or moving forward, I want you to thank them for their input and then move away from that teacher. It isn't the words. It would be words if the universe spoke a particular language, like Spanish or French or English. But because the universe is completely non discriminatory, it's never going to choose one language and eliminate all of the other languages available. And it's not going to bother with the intricacies of learning all of the different languages because it already speaks the one language that's important that all of us share. Words can help, but words do not create the meaning. Let me give you an example of what I mean by that. I'm going to say two words in three different ways. And I want you to see if you can see a very different meaning. Now, if it was the words that were carrying the meaning, then every time I said these particular words, you would have the same meaning over and over and over again. So let's just have a little fun and figure out whether it is the words that are giving the meaning or whether it is something else. And then let's discover what it is that does give the meaning. So the two words that I'm going to say are thank you. First, let me say them with sincere gratitude. Thank you all for being here. I am so grateful that you've taken time out of your day to join me and to further your spiritual journey. Now I'm going to say them out of a sense of obligation. Thank you for being here. I'm so glad you joined me and that you are taking steps to further your spiritual journey. Now I'm going to say those words with resentment. Yeah, thank you for being here. I'm so grateful that you're here. Three different ways I was able to use the two words that were the most important is the thank you, but three different ways that I was able to use the words thank you to mean something incredibly different and to signal to the universe a completely different outcome. So it cannot be the words that we are speaking that are giving us the meaning. Writers and public speakers know about words, but they also know that it is the way that you use the words, the emotion that you're putting behind it, and the intent that you are wanting to achieve that is going to give you the difference. Just intonation can change the meaning of a word. And there are some languages where intonation is so important that you can change the meaning entirely depending on where you place the emphasis. I think it's Cantonese that is one of these languages where if the accent were to be on the beginning of the word, it would mean one thing. If it's on the end of the word, exactly the same word, spelled exactly the same way. But depending on where you place the emphasis, you can mean very different things. So when somebody tells you that you should repeat a prayer or a mantra or a specific spell or formula or something like this, and they tell you that's going to solve all of your problems, they are not giving you good advice. Because if you are just connecting with the prayer or the formula or the ritual or the spell or whatever it is, as though all you need to do is say the words, then you will be achieving nothing. Words give us some context, but it is your emotion and your intention that signal to the universe what it is that you are wanting. So you can say, I want a better job all day long. But if while you are saying, I want a better job, or "Ugh, I want a better job, if you are feeling resentful, angry, underpaid, as though you deserve so much more, or you're feeling that you don't deserve the next job because you're feeling unworthy, then you can repeat, I want another job, or put it into an affirmational statement and say, I'm excited about my new job all day long. But if while you are saying that I'm excited about my new job, you are feeling anything but, and you are feeling as though you don't have what it's necessary in order to get that new job, the law of attraction is going to act like a boomerang. It always acts like a boomerang, but it's a boomerang that magnifies and brings and magnetizes. So it goes out, your thoughts, your intention, what you're really thinking goes out into the universe. It doesn't matter what words you're saying. I'm excited about my new job. Oh, but what I'm really saying, I don't think I have the ability to perform any job other than the one I have. I'm overpaid for the position that I'm holding because I'm really not doing a good job. So, what are you sending out into the universe? You're sending out, I have no value. No one should hire me, and I probably shouldn't have the job that I have now. You are sending that out to be magnified and then pull to you as a magnet situations in which you may lose your job, be demoted to a lower position, or just stay in that place of stagnation. So let go of the words unless you can get behind what you're saying and mean what you are saying. I'm excited about my new job. That means you've done the inner work so that you feel that you're worthy. You have done well for the company that you're with, and you know that it's time for you to move on or to get a promotion, to have more money coming in, because you have really done your best where you are. You gave, and now you are in a position to receive. I don't want you to get caught up in the game of words because the words are not going to do it for you. And it doesn't matter what form the request takes. It can be a prayer, it can be a mantra, it can be a spell. Everything is going to the same source. No matter what your belief system might be, there is only one creator, and that is identified and agreed by all of the major thought and belief systems. So just let go of, oh, that's not my religion or that's not my belief. Dig into your belief system and you will see that you hold the understanding that there is only one central source. So no matter where you are physically, or what language you are speaking, or who is offering the request, everything is going to this one source. And this one source has created universal laws to make it easy for us to communicate with them in a way that is going to bring us our desired result. They don't want us to fail. We are the ones that put ourselves in the position where we are not able to receive because we don't see ourselves as worthy. Now, I know I just said there's only one source and immediately called them they, but it's very difficult for me to identify with a divine being that can only be either male or female. So I see them as a duality and call them they, even though they are one being. It's one source, one universal language. No one is left out. Please understand that it is impossible for you to be left out of the divine relationship. You may take yourself out of the relationship, but the divine have not isolated or eliminated you. Everyone can access the divine, and every request is heard. So go from the position that every prayer you utter, no matter what form it takes, is going to be heard. And then act as if you are heard by immediately getting into the place where you're ready to receive. It's like giving your order in at a restaurant. Once you've told your server what it is that you want to order, you don't need to get up and run around to all of the servers in the restaurant and keep giving your order to them. You are trusting that the server is going to deliver your order to the chef is going to prepare it, and the server is going to deliver it. Think of it just that way with prayer. You put your order in. Now relax and do what you need to do to clear away any blocks that you might have that are preventing you from receiving. Spend your time in thanksgiving for this wonderful gift that you're going to be receiving now or in the immediate future. Put all of that worry away. It will get in the way, guaranteed. If you are worrying, gosh, I wonder if this is going to work, you are running to every server in the restaurant, giving them your order and creating confusion. And it just is going to delay the response that you do want. The words, remember, are not going to make a difference, or, well, they could make a difference if they align with your intent, but they're not going to ensure success. So it doesn't matter that you didn't memorize that prayer perfectly, or you didn't memorize the words of this particular ritual or chant. Speak from your heart. Say what you're really feeling. God wants a personal relationship with you. When you have a personal relationship with the divine, you are going to do the work and be more open to receiving. When you are just reciting something, a prayer or a formula that somebody else created, you may or may not identify with it. And that is going to mean that there's this disconnect. You can say the words over and over, but if you're not connecting with them, you will never step over into the place of, oh, now I can receive. You will want to ask again and again and again, and you will never change your energetic stream so that you're in receiving. Words have the meaning that you assign them. If they have no value, they're going to achieve no result for you. And with no understanding, you get no result. Now, I'm going to share with you something that happened to me when I was a child. Maybe I was 4 or 5, I don't even know. But it really was so impactful that I remember it to this day. We went to a church in a small town where I grew up for the first part of my life. And every Sunday, they would repeat the Lord's Prayer. And we all know the Lord's Prayer. It's a beautiful prayer. However, when a group of people are saying it, it may or may not be said very clearly. So I was trying to be older in order to fit in with the people that were there, my family and other adults. And so I wanted to repeat the prayer as well. And so it got to the point where everyone was saying, "Grant us now our daily bread." In my mind, I couldn't hear that or I couldn't understand what they were saying. So I repeated what I said, "Grant us nower." It was just a bunch of nonsense. "Grant us nower." I was convinced that's what the prayer was saying. But because the prayer and the words held no meaning for me, it didn't matter whether I was saying, "Grant us now" or "Grant us nower," because either way, it wasn't having an impact on me. So I don't want you to be like I was, just repeating meaningless words, believing that somehow that's going to make God like you better. God already loves you. They could not love you anymore. They already accept every part of you. They could not accept you anymore. What they want you to do is learn who they are so that you can access some of their greatness for yourself. Words alone can't bring you abundance. Saying, repeating, writing, or recording your words over and over again is kind of an exercise in futility. You can keep doing it, but until you begin assigning meaning and seeing that you are actively doing something that has value, you are that 5-year-old in church saying the Lord's Prayer, grant us nower. So words are not going to guarantee your success. Instead, you have to speak the universal language of energy. Set the intention of love. If you are asking for revenge against someone else, you're also wasting your time, your breath, and your energy. The divine are only love, and they will give only loving products. So they will not help you get revenge against someone else. Connect with your desire through emotion. Try not to be an automaton when you are repeating, even if it's something that you have devised for yourself. Get into the feeling of whatever it is that you are wanting. So let's say that you have someone in your life, as I do right now, who's undergoing a physical challenge. And this is something that this person has been working on for a long time. And we just got some relief yesterday that may be temporary, it may be long lived, but we're celebrating. But when I would pray for this person, it was prayer from my heart. I am so grateful to you, Mother, Father, God, for helping I'm choosing not to say who it is, helping someone who means the world to me to understand the cause of this discomfort so that it can be corrected and released. Or maybe it would be better released and corrected, but it doesn't matter. What mattered is I was very much in alignment with my desire, as is the person who is seeking the relief. If they chose to be resentful or be angry, which they have done along the journey, then they would have stopped their forward progress. If they had said, "Oh, I don't, poor me, why me? This is terrible," they would have also stopped their forward progress. One of the things that I admire most about their attitude is that they said to me several weeks ago, I have a really great life. So if this is the only thing that I have to deal with, That's okay. We all have to deal with something. We have all brought in some sort of challenge to overcome. That is an attitude and a prayer that is going to get him results. It doesn't mean that he's going to be able to sit on the sidelines. It means that he's going to have to be an active participant in his healing. However, the healing can come through other people, other channels, other sources. It is still divine intervention, no matter how it arrives at your doorstep. So instead of being obsessed over any kind of proper formula, get excited and delighted about your connection, your ability to speak with intention, add emotion, and get really strongly aligned with the desired result. Get away from what's wrong and get aligned with what's right. The right words spoken in the right order with the right meaning may or may not deliver you results. A hodgepodge of words spoken from the depths of your heart will bring you results. So let go of the formula and learn to flow. Flow in a relationship with God. Relax and step into your heart. And then speak from that heart. You are what matters to the divine. It isn't the words. Jesus gave us words to help guide us, but he never said, say this and don't understand what you're saying. He always said, create a relationship and speak from that relationship as though you are speaking to one who loves you more than anything else and anyone else in the world, because that is truly what is happening. Oh gosh. All right, now I want to get to the angel that, oops, now I've covered it up. I want to get to the angel that will help you because remember, we always have helpers. We live in a world that is so stacked in our favor. The odds are 100% aligned with your greatest good. You just have to be in a position to take advantage of that. So, if you have doubts that pop up, and if you say you've never had doubts, I'm going to ask you whether you're still alive because doubts are also a part of the journey. So if doubts occur, I don't want you to ignore them or try to undo those doubts with more words. Instead, dig right in. Oh gosh, okay. Why am I feeling this? Be honest. Don't try to escape the answer. And then allow yourself to be guided. It is so much better for you to say to God, I'm really scared. I don't know how to get the answer. And it's really bothering me, and I don't know what to do. Get that out of your system rather than say, I'm not scared. I'm not scared. I'm not scared. Yes, you are. And it's okay when you are facing something unknown to feel some worry, some trepidation, and some anxiety. Just don't stay in that place. Give it to the divine. Okay, God, I'm really scared. I don't know how to handle this situation. This is bigger than me, and it really is worrying me. Please give me your best advice. Now let it go and get over into the place where you can receive. Okay, God, I am open to receiving your answer. Now, do not put a timer on the answer. Allow the answer to come as you are able to receive it. Just be open. If you feel that it's been a long time and the answer is still not here, You don't want to go back to God. Where's my answer? Your answer was sent the minute you formulated the idea that you needed an answer. You are the problem. So you've got to stay instead. Okay, God, angels, all of you beings in the energetic angelic realm, I know you answered, and I'm sorry that I have to ask you again, but I didn't get it. I guess I got caught up in worry or got distracted or whatever. Please send it to me again. Have a relationship and a conversation with the energetic realm. Don't try to be rigid, be real. Now, we have a helper, as I said, who's going to help you get your prayers answered because God loves you so much that every need that you could possibly have has already been met. So, your intention is going to determine what you receive. And if words have help you to set the stage, if you feel that you are really good at using words and they help you create emotion, then use them. Use every tool at your disposal. But you cannot replace the energy with empty words. So be obsessed with what you're feeling instead of what you are saying. Step away from the formula, step into intention, and speak, write, and think with meaning. So that brings us to the angel that will help you speak, write, and think with meaning. And that is Archangel Gabriel, who is one of the highest angels. Archangel Gabriel's name, you would think, because Archangel Gabriel is the angel of communication, you may think that their name would mean, oh, uh, God is a great communicator, or God answers prayers. But no, their name means, see, I love the angels so much. I am so grateful for everything they have given me and for what God has done for me in my life that I can't even communicate with them without welling up with joy. They are my greatest helpers, and I want you to have this same relationship. Archangel Gabriel's name means God is my strength. You are not here by yourself. You don't have to do it alone. You don't have to figure it out or try to do things all by yourself. God is my strength. And when you call on Archangel Gabriel, you are asking to be strengthened so that you will be able to more easily receive the help that you need. Archangel Gabriel can coach you, can inspire you, and motivate you so you are communicating from your heart. Archangel Gabriel is the messenger of God who brings hope. And he reminds us of the importance of loving one another. God is only about love, and that is all that will ever be communicated to you from God. You can say all about your worry, your fear, your doubt, your confusion, but all that you will receive from God is love, joy, and peace. Archangel Gabriel is going to encourage you to communicate with others with unity and oneness. And they are going to bring you mercy, forgiveness, change, and transformation. Mercy for all of the times that you were unkind or cruel to yourself or others. Forgiveness for every time you didn't know better. Change so that your life will change from one of desperation to one of great delight and transformation, so that it will be easy for you to stay in the aligned state instead of in the darkness where God is not. Archangel Gabriel will help you understand the universal laws. He will help you revere truth and bring joy. Now, what I mean by that when I say revere truth, there is so much that is said about God and religion and different ways that you should believe. But God is truly only ever present in love, joy, and peace. So when someone tells you that you are a sinner, or that you're bad, or that you have to earn your way to heaven, thank them and walk on. They are not telling you the truth. They are merely telling you what their version of the truth may be. And they are using that as a way to manipulate you so that you will believe what they believe. We have to remember that none of the sacred texts that we have in existence today are in their pure form as they may have been written originally. They've all been altered, they've been translated, and there is so much that has been changed throughout. If you want to understand the truth of God, go directly from your heart to the heart of God. Ask Archangel Gabriel to help you. Now, it's interesting. I know that most people see Archangel Gabriel as female. For whatever reason, he has always appeared to me in the male form. The angels don't have a male or female form, so it's whatever makes you most comfortable. But I want you to remember before we go, and Sirius, let me get my glasses so I can read you easily. Something in, and I don't know how to pronounce that name, Ibn Arabi said, the enlightened are not bound by religion. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Religion was a wonderful construct to help people get in alignment with the idea that there was a God. It was trying to give you structure, because at the time all of these thoughts and belief systems were occurring, we were not advanced. We were not all able to read. We were not all able to write. Things were passed down through storytelling, and they had been embellished along the way. And there was so much falsehood in the embellishment, just as there is in the written word that we have today. So allow yourself to go beyond religion into a personal relationship with God. So it is not that all religion is bad. It is just that you don't want to confine yourself to a religion if you feel restricted by that belief system. The word omnius describes those who respect all religions. Oh, I love that. But the universe is for everyone. Yes, yes, yes. You just cannot say my group is better than another group. It will never be true for God, and it is going to drive a wedge between you and God. Stay open, stay welcoming, stay loving, stay accepting, and then you will be walking with God. And now I just want to finish up so that we really understand clearly, because as I said, I spent probably 20 years of my spiritual journey searching for the perfect words, because I didn't understand that it was a relationship and not the words that were going to make the difference to the divine and to my life. So words can never be your ticket to a happier life. They can be part of it if you really are feeling those words. But words are sort of like a symptom, just like the disease is not the cause, it's the symptom. And so think of words as a symptom and use the words as a way to point you to the place in your heart that has become obstructed or blocked. Clear and heal the heart. And then once you have that clear, healed place, replace that hurt with loving intentions, with love of the Holy Spirit, love from the Holy Spirit. Love yourself as God loves you because you are worth it. Loving intentions will produce loving words, and loving words will bring forth loving circumstances. You can never go wrong when you speak from your heart. Just substitute energy for words, and your prayers will be answered. And I want every single one of your prayers to be answered. I want you to be living a life of joy. And I don't want it to take 20 years like it took me. And Evan says, it's the same primordial soup. One man's perspective of truth is another's lie. Thank you, Evan. Brilliant way to end this. Think about all of the wars that we have engaged in because we couldn't understand what the other one was saying. We were speaking words instead of speaking from our hearts, and then we created conflict. So let's speak to each other with love. Let's speak to each other from our hearts, and let's allow our intention to choose the words for us rather than try to find words that are going to align with our intention. All right, guys, I've got to go work with some really amazing beings right now within my Healing Hearts community. I'm so grateful that you're all here. Thank you so much. And if you want to dive deeper, if you want to go further, you are welcome in my community. It's called My Heart's Desire. The angels gave it that name because they want you to have the desires of your heart. So please join us. It's within the Patreon community. We might be moving it soon, but don't worry. You will get all of the information, or just jump onto our mailing list, and then you will have an invitation to join the community that way. But until next time, guys, thank you for commenting, for being here, for sharing, and don't forget to bring somebody else that you feel would really benefit from this. Together, we can create a world filled with love. Thanks for you being here and for sharing your love. Until next time, I'm sending you all my love.